All right, well, Clues by Sam is supposed to be hard today, so let's see how we do finding the criminals and innocents. Exactly 2 innocents in row 5 are neighboring Wanda. 2 innocents in row 5 are neighboring Wanda. There's only 2 people that neighbor Wanda in row 5. They must both be innocent. Exactly 2 innocent. Okay, so we're done with that. Each row has at least 2 criminals. Okay, well, that means Wanda and Zara both have to be criminals. But I'm not going to hide that because it's going to tell us about the other rows as well. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Larry. Okay, that's not going to be immediately helpful. There are more innocents in row 2 than row 4. Okay, only one of the 3 innocents neighboring Rob is Zia's neighbor. Okay, so one of the 3 innocents neighboring Rob. So neighboring Rob that are neighbors with that are also Zia's neighbor are Phil, Thor, Zara, and Wanda. Zara and Wanda are already criminals. One of the 3 innocents. So Phil and Thor are one of each. And then there's one innocent among these 3. Because there's 3 innocents neighboring Rob. Zia's one of them. One of them is Phil or Thor. And so there's one innocent up there. Now, there's more innocents in row 2 than in row 4. It's an odd number of innocents neighboring Larry. That's all we've got to go off of? Each row has at least 2 criminals. So, we know these are one of each. Which means Rob and Oscar, at least one of them has to be a criminal. Right? No. Okay, so more innocents in row 2 than in row 4, but each row has at least 2 criminals. So if each row has at least 2 criminals, the most innocents a row can have is 2. It has 0, 1, or 2. So the most it can have is 2, and there's more in row 4 than in row 2. So the most row 2 can have is 1. There are 0 or 1 innocents in row 2, and there's at least 1 in row 4, but we've already got 1. If there's an innocent in row 2, then Oscar and Rob will be one of each. Only one of the 3 innocents neighboring Rob is his neighbor. There are more innocents. Okay, there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Larry. Oh, no. No, we said Larry, Mary, and Nick had 1 innocent among them. Oh, but that means there's 2 criminals. I was going to say Kumar has to be a criminal, but it's the other way around. There's 2 criminals and 1 innocent among Larry, Mary, and Nick. I feel like I don't know enough. Odd number of innocents neighboring Larry. Well, we have at most 1 innocent in row 2. If there is an innocent in row 2, then we'll need... But we don't know if it's Phil or Thor. See, Phil is neighboring Larry and Thor isn't. And we don't know if Larry's the innocent or if it's Mary or Nick. I mean, Mary would be neighboring Larry and Larry and Nick would not. More innocents in row 2. Oh, another way around. Oh, I had it backwards. I was thinking more innocents in row 4. There's at least 1 in row 4. Which means, and there's at most, oh, I had it backwards. I was remembering the clue backwards. There's more in 2 than in 4. So we know, since there's 1 innocent in row 4, there's 2 in row 2, and there's only the 1 in row 4. Rob and Oscar are both criminals. Ow. Took me way too long to realize that. Okay, we know there's 2 innocents and 2 criminals in row 2. Nick is one of 3 criminals in row 3. Nick is a criminal. There's 3 criminals. We know Larry or Mary is innocent, so Kumar is a criminal. That makes me mad. Okay, Larry and Mary are one of each. Giving up is for losers and for yesterday's criminals. Okay, Clyde is one of Betty's 4 criminal neighbors. Clyde is a criminal, one of Betty's 4 criminal neighbors. Betty has 4 criminal neighbors. Okay, quite a few. Unlike the criminals yesterday, I never give up. Only one of the 3 innocents neighboring Mary is below Hazel. One of the 3 innocents neighboring Mary is below Hazel. So that's Larry or Phil. So Larry and Phil are... Okay, so we got to switch to our other coloring mode where we're saying the ones that are the same color are now the same instead of a one of each. Because Larry and Phil are one of each now. There's 3 innocents neighboring Mary. One of them's here. If Larry's innocent, then Thor is innocent. If Phil's innocent, oh, we do have 2 innocents in row 2. But Betty has 4 criminal neighbors. Oh. So, she's got 1. There's 4 left, and 3 of them have to be criminals, which means Gabe, Hazel, and Isaac, at least 2 of them are criminals. But we only have 2 criminals in row 2. So therefore, Joyce is innocent, and Anna is a criminal. All right. Exactly. I believe in you, criminals. Why are you believing in the criminals? You're innocent. You're not supposed to cheer on the criminals. So Betty has 4 criminals. Yeah, so there's 2 criminals and an innocent among here. But Mary has 3 innocent neighbors. Oh, it could be Phil and Hazel or Isaac, or it could be Larry and Thor. And then Gabe is the innocent. Okay. Exactly. 1 farmer has an innocent directly to the left of them. 1 farmer. Gabe, Hazel, and Isaac are the farmers. And we know there's only 1 more innocent. Well, Gabe can't have an innocent to the left of him. So Hazel or Isaac has an innocent to the left of them, which means Gabe or Hazel is the other innocent and Isaac is a criminal. Okay. And these 2 are 1 of each, I believe, but we don't know how they compare to Larry, Mary, Phil, and Thor. I don't think. There's an equal number of innocents in rows 1 and 4. Well, we know row 4 has 1 innocent, so row 1 has 1 innocent. Flora is a criminal. Kumar and Thor have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Kumar and Thor. Well, Thor has 1, maybe 2. So Kumar needs to have 1, maybe 2. But Kumar's going to have 1 from Gabe and Hazel and 1 from Larry and Phil. So Kumar has 2. So Thor needs to have 2, which means Mary's innocent. Phil's innocent. Larry's a criminal. Thor's a criminal. And then the Mary thing, maybe? Mary, where was the clue about Mary? There's something about Mary. Didn't we have... Or Betty? Maybe it's Betty. Clyde is one of Betty's 4 criminal neighbors. We've got that. Larry. We had something about Larry. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Larry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got that. One of the there's 3 innocents neighboring Mary. There we go. 1, 2. Hazel's the other innocent. Gabe is criminal. All right, there we go. Yep, you did lose, Gabe. Okay, well, it took me longer than it should have to catch that 1 clue earlier because I just read it backwards or remembered it backwards. I probably read it correctly. I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. Either way, should have had that quicker, but still got it in less than 8 minutes with a hard today. Not too bad. So let me know how your solve of this puzzle went and if your name was in the grid and whether you were a criminal or innocent today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.